No, stay on top. Stay heavy. Yes, yes. Now settle. Settle. And get your hook. Too high, Juan. Well, yeah, finish that.
Hi, this is Mimi. I'm excited to introduce today a fellow Ultimate Beastmaster competitor from Team USA, Juan Bernardo. He has such a varied background. He's an MMA fighter, skilled in Jiu-Jitsu. He's also a lawyer and a ballerina. I know you probably didn't want me to say that, but I had to put that out there.
That's funny.
But Juan, please do tell us a little bit more about your background and who you are.
Right now, like my athletic background is mainly in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I'm a brown belt down in San Diego, California. I train under Dean Lister and Jeff Glover at Victory MMA. I am also a criminal defense attorney, so I am an active practicing criminal defense attorney down here in San Diego. And I did recently just pick up ballet, so I am a legitimate ballerina.
I know you've done a lot of competitions, especially with your martial arts background. And I think a really interesting point that you made was that you're used to opponents that fight back. And this beast is pretty much this monstrous structure. But I guess one could argue that some obstacles do react based on how you tackle it. I'd love to hear a little bit more about, what your thoughts were, in terms of that, and also just how you thought about tackling this beast given your skill set.
Yeah, I mean, usually in our tournaments we are competing against another person, so there are a lot of invariables that are involved that you have no control over. Your opponent's abilities, his speed, his strength, as opposed to something like the beast where it's really just on you. Ultimately, when things don't go right in a tournament, there are a lot of things you can blame. You're going to be like, you messed up, or he did this well, or he did this better. With the beast, it was a little different because if you messed up, it's really it's all on you. You should have been better at that obstacle, and there's really no one else to blame, but yourself.
From that point of view, would you say that you thought the beast was easier?
I did assume it would be difficult, but I did not think it was going to be any more difficult than the types of competitions that I do. Mm-hmm. It was obviously evident after doing it is there are definitely some glaring holes in my athletic abilities.
Oh, okay.
There are just certain things that, like, if you don't practice ever, whether or not you can eventually do something in an environment where things are timed, where, your conditioning is going to start taking effect, it's hard to do well in any activity that you aren't properly prepared for.
Okay, so let's move away from this theory and let's jump into the actual beast. Okay. Tell us, what went through your mind as you went through each obstacle. I mean, I was so rooting for you. Tell us everything that happened all the way up to the face plant and elaborate on what these glaring holes in your ability are.
Okay, so basically, starting off, I was feeling pretty confident. I did the first obstacle, which was the jawbreaker, where basically, it was the balance beam. And I took the first 3 or 4 steps, and I was just walking it through, and then halfway through the obstacle, I thought to myself, how embarrassing it would be if I just slipped and fell on the first obstacle. So then halfway through, I started crawling it because I was like, there's no way I'm getting eliminated the first time because I want to,
But that's funny that you thought about that halfway through, not before you actually
it wasn't before. It was like halfway through. I'm like walking it. I'm like, what would be dumb is if I fell and slipped right now. So then I became more cautious, and I was a little bit more careful when crossing it. The second obstacle was the tongue, the ramp, basically.
Yeah, and, the mother tongue.
Coming into that, I did have a couple ideas how I wanted to approach it, and basically, I really just crawled up it, and I felt like as long as I kept forward momentum, I wasn't going to have a hard time slipping backwards. And so I was able to finish that fairly easily. The third one was the balance beam. That one was interesting because it was the first time when I really I got onto the beam and I grabbed onto the gear, and it was just, the gear one was a lot higher than I thought, so I'm like holding on like this.
Yeah.
And I'm like barely touching it with my fingertips, and I'm thinking to myself, like, I am not this short. I don't understand why the gear is so high. But
so was it really a lot of fingertip strength then, or what do you think came into play there?
You know what? Just being able to really stay connected onto the gear with basically your fingertips.
Yep.
And you're really using it just for balance anyway, so you're not carrying yourself on it. But yeah, it was just surprising. That was the hard part when I got into the thing. I got surprised that it was so high.
Yeah.
When it didn't look as high as it did from where you could see it initially. Mm-hmm. So I was able to do that, and then this is where the glaring holes started to become very evident.
Okay.
I'm a grown man, and I have not jumped on a trampoline since I was about, 4 years old.
Yeah.
And the next obstacle was the trampoline, where you had to jump into the air and pull the lever down. I understand, the mechanics of how a trampoline works. You bounce, and when you get to the bottom, you bend your knees, and then you explode once it's coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you don't have timing and rhythm, that's not working right away. So I'm basically jumping, and I can't control where I'm going. I'm just going this way. And there was one time, and the worst one was when I jumped, and I'm just falling sideways, and all I'm thinking to myself is, people are going to see this, and they're going to see me basically fall on my face on a trampoline.
It is a skill. Jumping on a trampoline is a skill. There is a right way to fall.
There is a right way to do it. There's a proper way to do it, yeah. And eventually, after maybe 3-4 minutes, I was able to get the rhythm. I was able to pull the lever down. And then get to the next obstacle, to the face plant. But I was tired as fuck, because trampolining for 4 minutes, it's not easy. And your conditioning is usually based on economy of motion. So if you're good at a particular activity, you know how to rest your body even while doing it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, trampoline, I'm just fucking jumping as high as I can, as hard as I can for 4 minutes. It was tiring. So we get to the face plant, and that's the one where you guys basically do a plank. You got to hold yourself on the sides, and that actually wasn't too bad. I was able to get through that, to hold myself pretty easily until you have to jump onto the rope. And so I'm getting ready to jump onto the rope, and I'm I know how to do this. It's not that hard. And I jump, I grab the rope, I bring it to my chest, and as my body is swinging underneath, your hips are underneath you, and they're swinging this way, I'm nope, not going to be able to hold on. And I let go, and basically just face plant into the water.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. Yeah. It was crazy. I mean, there was really no reason why I should not have been able to hold onto the rope, other than that fucking trampoline for 4 minutes was really tiring.
Yeah, 4 minutes is a long time, especially
right?
on an obstacle course.
And I had zero strength to hold myself up on that rope anymore.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So,
well,
yeah,
so sorry you didn't do better than you thought you could have done.
Oh, yeah, you know what, me too. And I hate losing, so
I hear
it's just that's the thing is I hate losing.
So now what? Given what happened, are you gonna train on a trampoline? Are you gonna come back for season 2?
You know what?
What are your thoughts?
That's funny you say that, because after the whole experience with Ultimate Beastmaster, there are a couple of things that I do want to start picking up.
Yeah.
unfortunately, like one of the things I did get to try was like indoor rock climbing, which I've never done before, and I think I'm actually going to start picking that up first. So I'll start doing that a couple of times, and then maybe in a month or so, I'll hit up the Sky Zone again, just so that I'm not I don't suck at trampolining so bad.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I mean, I've done like rock climbing twice, and now I'm addicted, and I really want to go bouldering.
Yeah, it's kind of cool because there are certain activities that I wasn't really like exposed to before.
Yeah.
That are fun, are athletic, and are that's it's like a cool thing to do. It's the cool things to do.
Yeah, I think one cool thing about this show is that it shows you all the different skills that other athletes have and things that you can improve to really make yourself a more well-rounded athlete.
Yeah, exactly.
So, let's talk about the entire Ultimate Beastmaster experience. What do you think you personally got out of this? And do you have any, I guess, learnings that you could share with the viewers that might help them become a better athlete?
The most important thing I got out of the whole experience really is like meeting all new cool people and making a bunch of new friends, from our team and even from the teams from the other countries.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, the best thing I got out of it. It was a whole bunch of cool new friends. In terms of becoming a more well-rounded athlete, a better athlete, ultimately what it comes down to is preparation, the right preparation for the right type of activity. I kind of I thought to myself, hey, if I just kept doing the same type of training that I normally do, because we're the best athletes in the world, no matter what you throw at us, we're going to be able to do. That's not necessarily true. When it comes down to it, preparation is going to beat a lot more than it's going to beat skills or strength or speed. It's just that that's the nature of the game. Like the more prepared you are for a particular activity, the better you are going to do. Of course, there are going to be like some athletic freaks out there who are going to be able to pick up things quickly, and I do want to think that if I had a chance to run the course maybe one or two times, I would probably have been able to do much better.
Yeah. You bring up a really good point because I feel like there's so many athletes that have so many skill sets like strength or being able to run or jump, and people who are experienced in obstacle courses. They say that the best way to train for it is to actually play on obstacles.
Yeah, so, exactly.
It's a disadvantage if you haven't done obstacles.
And it's interesting too because I actually didn't even know that there was like this whole world of obstacle course running.
Yeah.
I actually, it's crazy. So I meeting some of the guys on our team.
I'm to do like a Spartan race.
Exactly. And I've done a Tough Mudder before, so that's the only experience I've had with any type of obstacle course running, and it's just interesting to meet people who actually that's their that's what they do. Like you're a bodybuilder, I train jiu-jitsu, and guys do obstacle course running, and that's pretty crazy that there's an entire almost sport out there just for that. So it's pretty interesting.
Well, I expect to see you for season 2.
If they call me back, I definitely would be willing and ready. I'm ready to rock and roll.
Awesome. So thanks, Juan, for sharing your thoughts. Tell everyone, where can they follow you, find you, contact you?
Oh well, they can follow me on Instagram. My Instagram handle is J_MOB41, JMob41, and then they can also find me on Facebook. It's Juan Mob. My Instagram's I think it's public, so anyone can see the stupid things I post anyways. And a lot of them is just
I know, I've seen some of those things. I follow you.
Exactly. It was always just gonna be jiu-jitsu related things and the things I like to eat. So they can always follow me on those.
Awesome. So I'll also put all this information in my description below.
Awesome.
Thanks so much for chatting, Juan.
All right, thank you for having me.
Thanks everyone for watching.
Bye.
Bye. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Don't forget to like if you like this video, and please subscribe, and thanks for watching.